Hi all. So today we're going to discuss this principles 6 and 7 of economics. Let's start with 6. So while researching, I came across this video by Milton Friedman about the lesson of pencil, where he mentioned that nobody really knows how to make a pencil, and there are people coming together to make it. There's some guy in the northwest of the US making, producing wood, cutting down wood. And there's somebody, in the other part of the world, maybe in China or somewhere, someone's making saw. They came together to actually cut down wood and have somebody who's mining somewhere for graphite or lead to make that pencil, or at the tip, at the other end of the pencil when you have a rubber. So when you have all of these people, the manufacturers of wood, the lead, the rubber, everything, when they come together, they make a pencil, but nobody really knows how to make it on their own. When all of these people just do their job is when a product is made, and none of their differences actually stop them from making this product. They might have different political backgrounds. They have different, situations politically. Their religions are different. They don't speak the same language. They're so different culturally, but they still are able to somehow come together in trade and make a product. And so I think that's where market is. Market is when a buyer and a seller comes together, and that's where the economy grows. And so I think the principle 6 is so crucial because none of these people, all of these people are actually doing it voluntarily. Nobody's forcing them to do anything, but nothing is stopping them from doing it. So I think that's where the magic of the market works, where um, yeah, so I think that's what's the main thing about Principle 6, where market is usually a good way to organize economic activity. And yeah, so what do you think, Jigar? What is your opinion about that?
Yes, Dhwani. You give good example, and I also think in that way. First of all, the success of market economy is puzzling nowadays. And after all, in a market economy, no one is looking out for the economic well-being of society as a whole. Free markets contain many buyers and sellers, as you mentioned, of numerous goods and services, and all of them are interested primarily in their own well-being.
Yeah,
Uh, Despite decentralization, decision making, and market economics have proven remarkably successfully in organizing economic activity in a way that uh, promotes overall economic well-being. We can say that buyer and seller are concentration their concentration is only focused on their well-being, but somehow economy is very beneficial for all the people.
yeah, absolutely. Is it not crazy that just with self-interest that people are coming together to get the economy growing? What do you think, Ali, about this?
Uh, well, firstly, yeah, I totally agree with you. Well, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is the allocation, the efficient allocation of resources. That is the main thing that comes to my mind. Which so basically, the markets allow resources to flow to the areas where they are most needed and they are most valued. So nothing is created excessively, and also the price itself can convey information about the scarcity of products. I mean, these reasons are all contributing to. I mean, there are factors that that markets can organize organize economic activities in an efficient way. So yeah, so price for instance, the price conveys information about the scarcity of this product and services. So both sellers and buyers, can make up their mind, so they can make good decisions if they want to buy. Yeah, also there are some other things. But first, I would love to see what Jaismeen thinks about it. What about you, Jaismeen? What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ali. I would like to share my point of view regarding that how markets are usually a good way to organize economic activity, because I think it is based on the decentralization, because it has a decentralized nature when it results in reduces reliance on the central authority and markets work effectively, because in markets buyers and sellers interact each other, which determines prices and guiding the resources based on the demand and supply. Consequently, there are many countries who are trying to develop their market economies, and we can say that it is a system that encourages competition, innovation, and the efficiency. And as a result, it contributes to overall economic growth. I would like to share a perfect paradigm that fits to this topic. It is that the agriculture sector in India, because it effectively affects the economic activity. It consists mainly three sectors, that is farmers, distributors, and the retailers, which operates within a market system. In this scenario, demand and supply influence production, pricing, and the agriculture goods. So I think it is a perfect example that fits and shows that markets are a good way to organize the economic activity.
That is so
I
true.
want to add.
Yes.
I want to add one thing. I was searching about this principle on internet, and I found that one book, Adam Smith's book, which says Adam Smith and the Invisible Hands. In 1776, Adam Smith. Adam Smith's work suggested that although individuals are motivated by self-interest in market, but an invisible hand guide this self-interest into promoting society's economic well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It,
because I think it's because buyers compete to one another and sellers as well competing to one another. So they just try to. So sellers want to sell their products or
Uh,
services at lower cost, and buyers want to get their item, their product again at
yes.
lower cost. So they just try to compete, and then this leads to the efficiency. So that's the whole principle six. Principle six suggests.
I
Yeah.
so agree with you. And also the competition and everything, it leads to innovation, because you have, you mentioned, Ali, that price, and price is actually taken as a hint by people that the sellers especially as to where the market is going and the supply and everything. And when you have people selling similar things, that leads to innovation of the market, and it only just leads to growth. So, and also, as you mentioned, Jigar, the invisible hand is so important, and it keeps the economy going. But also, for the invisible hand to function, that's where the seventh principle comes into hand, that the government should be able to intervene if somebody has a monopoly over the market,
Yes.
because
Yes.
everyone is there voluntarily. But just because everyone's on a free will, it should not be, a free pass for anyone to take over the complete market. And somebody has to be able to make sure that everyone's rights are being protected, and the invisible hand is able to function properly. So
Mm.
I think the government intervention, like Principle 7 says, government can sometimes improve market outcomes. So, although now you have decentralization and things, but certain things need to be monitored. For example, consumer protection, FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Somebody needs to make
Mm.
sure that the consumers are being protected, that the drugs in the market and everything is safe for consumption. And also, when environment, somebody has to care for the environment when everyone is innovating and coming up with different um, different products on an everyday market. You have cars, especially, they emit carbon and stuff like that. So you have Clean Air Act that comes into play, where the government says that there are certain cars that are going to be off the road because it pollutes the environment, or maybe pollutes the residential areas. If you have a factory in the middle of a residential area, it does affect the people living around it. So the government can impose taxes and do something about it. That basically the government has to be there to make sure that there's equality maintained and there's no monopoly or someone's not taking advantage of someone. What do you think, Jigar?
Yes, I think you are right. Government also can implement some policies and regulation to prevent monopoly, and they can encourage healthy competition. So this helps prevent market concentration and encourage some innovations in the market. So
Mhm.
I think government should think about that and also implement in many ways. For example, the impact of one person's action on the well-being of a bystander. For example, pollution. So if a
Exactly.
person or a company make pollutions, then government should implement the rules and laws and ban that company. So everyone near by this company can also produce some food products or something else like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Ali?
Yeah. So also, I wanted to add something that about the principle 7. But I think it was mentioned during your conversations. I think so. Another thing is that when competing firms are collaborate to fix prices, this is against the allocation of resources again. So here, government can step in and try to, make some processes to avoid this happening. So avoid this from the happening. So this is one, I think, one of the um, subjects that government can step in. Also, I think there are also like governments can also, when addressing income inequality, again, government can step in and for implement social welfare programs and you know uh, and taxation to address this income inequality, for provide safety net and for instance for vulnerable populations mostly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Government also gives subsidies, I guess, for that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. What do you
subsidies
think?
again.
Sorry. Coming on to you, Jasmine. What do you think?
Uh,
Jasmine, you need to unmute
You're
yourself.
mute.
I'm sorry. Certainly, government can play a vital role in improving market outcomes because market outcomes are completely based on the economic activities that is influenced by the supply and demand. I would like to share some perfect examples that address the market outcomes. For example, if the government works for the social welfare programs, because these are the initiatives that is designed by the government to enhance the well-being of the individuals and the communities. It addresses the inequality and provides safety net for the population, and it protects the consumer's right and the environmental standards, because if it is effectively working, then it encourages people to invest more in the market. And if I talk about the monetary policy of the government, then its main objective is the price stability, because it controls the inflation to ensure price level. And secondly, the full employment, because it maintain a level of the employment that maximizes workforce participation. And thirdly, the economic growth, which increase in the production and consumption of goods and services. Hence, I can say that governments stabilize the economy, control inflation, and ensure a stable currency. Therefore, I think government also sometimes improve market outcomes very perfectly.
Yeah, that is so true. Well,
I
um,
want to add one point.
yes,
In Gujarat, there is a event we called Vibrant Gujarat.
Gujarat is
Uh,
in India, right?
yeah, Gujarat is in India, which is held every year, and which is run by government. Government
Right.
invited so many businessmen at their place at one place, and they encourage them to invest more in Gujarat.
Right.
So basically, what outcomes from this event? Uh, as we said that the monopoly. Because of this event, there is a no monopoly in one product, because there are so many manufacturers are available in Gujarat for one product. So uh, to stay in market, everyone has to be give some quality with reasonable price. So
Right.
that's the reason why Gujarat develop more, and the government also helps company to provide land and subsidies. In that way, government improve the market outcomes.
Yeah, that's true. If I remember, I think there was a subsidy going on even for like LPG cylinders for cooking,
Yes,
the gas.
yes,
Yeah, because so that everyone has, reasonably priced cooking gas to be able to, keep their house going. And even in the US, they have a system for food stamps for the people who are, not able to provide for themselves. They qualify for food stamps, and so the government provides food for them. I think that's so important, that the government does step in. This is a free market, but it should not be in a way that, people are taken advantage of or somebody is ruling somebody. It should be monitored in a way, but not controlled. Anyways, that was a great session. Does anyone have anything to say?
No, everything was covered. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining.
okay,
Thank
thank
you
you. Bye.
guys. Didn't expect.
Yeah.
Bye. See you.